KnoItAllz listeners, what's happening? I'm here for an episode of StrongTate Take. What's up, everybody? Just stopping by for a quick lunchtime pod. I know you got, excuse me, I'm sorry. I know you got Big G yesterday, keeping it 100. That's my boy and all. But what we're going to talk about today is contrary, mon frere, to what homie Big G had to say. You know, it's his 100. It's some people's 100. You know, he gonna keep it like he keep it and tell it like he see it. And sometimes that's construed for telling it like it is. You know, he told it how he sees it. Some agree. I'm gonna tell it like I see it. Some will agree. Some won't agree. But we all have perspective. That's what we're here for. But you know, thanks everybody for joining. Whoever's tapping in, gonna just chop it up for a minute. Let some people tap in with us. We'll look and see who's out here in the in the chat. What's happening? Steeler Lee, what's up? Afton in the building. The chat general, what's happening? J Steve, shout out, homie. Craig Lawson, what up, Craig? So he says, what's up, Steeler family, everybody? Steeler Lee said, good here, different points of view. Definitely appreciate it. Dre Green in the building. Shout out to you, homie. All is good, man. Hope the same to you too, bro. Who else is here? Pickens, you big dummy. What up? What up, homie? What up, man? Shout out. Reg Rivers, my 901 homie, down in Gatlin, Tennessee. Where in Tennessee you at, man? You say it every time. Bartlett. Okay, read the whole comment, Tate. You'll see it right there. Duh. You know, Dre in the building. So, folks, what we going to talk about today? What I'm going to talk about today. Chime in the discussion if you want. But I'm really just going, I'm not going to go on one of my rants. I'm not going to get emotional like the homie. But just going to talk about how I see things, my perspective. We're going to talk about a few different things, right? So first, let's just go to the intro. We'll be right back. Oh, boy, the diabolical one. Claude in the building. It's going to be the fanboy hour. I don't know what you're referring to, Claude. I'm not going to say that's Matrix worthy yet because I'm not just going to put you there, bro. We're going to talk. I'm going to share my perspective, not a fanboy, but not a doom and gloom guy either, like many in Steeler Nation are right now, a lot of us. I mean, we go 1-1 and the sky is falling. We're buried alive below ground, obviously. Dwayne McNair, what up, man? You say you a Big G lover? Oh, no, Big G Larry, the gauntlet is down. Yeah, man, me and Big G been getting into these things for over 40 years, man. Big G is hyperbolic. He's reactionary. I'm a little more. I can go there. When somebody push the button, I can go there. But typically, I try and be a little more nuanced and standoffish and look at things from that perspective. You know what I mean? That's why I called my boy 50-50 because Big G will switch and take quick. Like I said in the comments yesterday on the Keeping It 100. Coming out of camp, we had the best roster we had in years. Omar Khan was doing an excellent job. That's my quarterback, Aaron Rodgers, who wasn't his quarterback before we got a quarterback. All those things. So we're going to tap into that. But, I love watching Keeping It Real with Big G. Because it just gives that different perspective. It gives that true glass half empty perspective on Pittsburgh Steelers. I'm gonna give you the glass half cool, half full. I'm gonna fill up your cup. No Diddy if that's a Diddy. Craig with a comment. We'll come back right after I play the intro and we'll get into it. Stay with me. And we're back on Tate, Strong Tate. I'm your boy Tate, one of the 3 know-it-alls in the building. Shout out to everybody out there listening. Shout out to my know-it-all crew, Pay, B Dirt, Tim Lyons, everybody. Shout out to the know-it-all live chat fam. Appreciate each and every one of you guys. Now let's go ahead and get into it, man. First, let's talk about the recent signings we had. Pittsburgh Steelers added a couple guys to the building yesterday. First, they added wide receiver Isaiah. Is it Hodgkins? Hodgkins. He previously played for the New York Giants. Most recently played for the San Francisco 49ers. Drafted by the Buffalo Bills, I believe, in the 6th round. A few years back, like 4 years ago. I think this is a signing. Big body, 6'4", 200. You know, he's a great route runner. He's a great route runner. I think this is a move to chains kind of move. I'm not saying he's going to be the number 3 or he's going to be the 3 or 4 receiver. Somebody's going to take a demotion. This makes me wonder. And I said earlier in the week, well, after the I had to be after the know-it-all show or after the 2-minute warning. I said then, because Big G's thing then was the Steelers need another receiver. I agree with him. Like I said, I don't disagree with that. I said I could see them signing the receiver by the end of the week. I was thinking maybe they swing big and go for a trade, but I think they brought in a guy who they think fits the scheme and the system. Outside of Ben Skowronek's a great player. He has no worries about his job and his status on the Steelers. He probably just won't see as many snaps on offense. But he's a top 3 or 4 special teams player, so there's a role for him. He's not going anywhere. The addition of Isaiah Hodgkins means, I think, when they go 12 personnel, 2 receivers on the field, 2 tight ends, instead of Calvin Austin or Roman Wilson being that second receiver automatically because they are 2 and 3, he will slide in and be a potential, like I said, guy that can move the chains in the intermediate short game, big body, a good blocker. So if you go 12 personnel with Jonnu Smith and Mount Washington with DK on one side and Hoskins on the other, you got big bodies out there at all the skill positions that can add to the run game, to the blocking for the run game. And that's been a problem. The offensive line. I think offensive line is talented. I know some people call him trash. He's trash. Pat Myers trash and everything. You know, I used to play offensive line. It's like Big G's play offensive line. And he knows it takes offensive lines time to coalesce and come together. So I think that's what's happening because these guys are talented. The other day, I hadn't seen him have a bad game yet. The other day, Fautanu had his probably worst game of the 3 or 4 games he's played in his career. I think this week he will be better. Broderick Jones had a terrible first game. Terrible. Last week, he wasn't great. He was better. He's progressing. He's getting better in the system. His technique is not good, not close to good yet, but it's getting better. He's a talent. He's 6'5", 310, athletic, the prototypical, offensive lineman from that standpoint. And now maybe they need to bring in another line coach, somebody just to work with the tackle specifically. I don't know. But Broderick Jones is definitely a talent. I think as far as the line goes, I think Isaac Seumalo, he's like Cam Hayward on the defensive side of the ball. We'll talk about defensive side of the ball too. Isaac Seumalo is I'm not saying out of shape, not in football shape. He didn't play a lot in the preseason. The veterans weren't asked to do a lot. So he's kind of playing himself into shape, so to speak. So I think being a veteran, being experienced, being part of a Super Bowl team, all those things like that, I don't think we have a lot to worry about with Isaac Seumalo. He'll get better. Next to him, Zach Frazier. We all believe in Zach Frazier. At least we did before these 2 games happened. At the end of last year, coming in and out of training camp, some of us had Zach Frazier being a top 3 center. You got your boy for Kansas City, Creed Humphreys. You got your boy for Travis, whatever his name, for Baltimore, and you got Zach Frazier. Philly center probably up there. So Zach Frazier in the discussion for a top 4 center in the NFL in his second season. In the discussion, easily in the discussion. So I'm not worried about Zach Frazier. Mason McCormick, a lot was thrown at him really fast. Mason McCormick was he a 4th round pick last year? I think he was fourth round pick. Yeah, because they doubled up on the line. They got Zach Frazier in second, Mason McCormick in the 4th in the 2024 draft. So, I like Mason McCormick. I like his mentality. He's a road raider. I like what he does. I like how he plays. He'll get better. We're complaining now. The run game's not working. I think the Steelers are going to switch to getting Jalen Warren the ball more. Gainwell's the definite backup, but I don't know that Gainwell should be. I think the distribution should be like 70-30 right now as far as snaps and touches in the offense. Go ahead and let Gainwell take our boy Caleb Johnson's place back there on the kickoff return. Get him the ball, get the ball in his hands that way. Nothing against Caleb Johnson, but he effed up. Not the game necessarily, but he made it almost uncomebackable, if that's a word. Caleb Johnson did. But he's a talented rookie. But key word in that is rookie. Rookie nonetheless. And he'll get better. He'll contribute to our Pittsburgh Steelers. Be patient. That part. Just trying to go over the offense real quick. Aaron Rodgers. And we'll talk about Aaron Rodgers more because Aaron Rodgers has some things to say and some things I want to play sound bites of what he's talked about, where he's been and stuff like that. But I think he had not a good game, but the line is young, the line is not cohesive yet, and they got quick pressure. Even though they didn't have as many sacks as the Jets did, they got quick pressure because the Seattle line ran a lot of stunts, stuff like that. And at this point, the offensive line being young, being new, Troy Fautano's 3rd start, maybe he started 1 game last year for Broderick Jones, and the 2 starts so far this year. Broderick Jones, his 2nd start at right tackle. So things will come together as far as the offense goes. The Pittsburgh Steelers are 8th in the NFL in scoring. 8th. If we had heard that, in the beginning of the training camp, at the end of the offseason, we're going to be 8th in scoring. We love that. We'd be so pleased with that. Aaron Rodgers thrown 5 touchdowns in 2 games. We'd love that. We'd welcome that. So as far as offense goes, I think things will be okay. They only will get better. It only will get more, again, the key word, cohesive. It'll become more second nature to play. The play calling between Arthur Smith and Aaron Rodgers. The offensive line will learn to work in cohesion with each other. The running backs will get their groove when the holes in the offensive line starts opening up some holes. And we'll see from there. But, I have no doubt that the offense will get better. And the addition of Isaiah Hodgins, it's going to be part of that. So, there's that part. And now we're going to talk about the defense. Before we talk about the defense, I want to just play a clip from what Aaron Rodgers said and what Mike Tomlin said in his press conference yesterday. Let's check it out. Yinzers.
No, it's week 2. Come on now. Come on. It's week 2.
Really chopping at the bit to get going this week, to lean in on our next opportunity coming off to that losing performance that we had last week.
So Aaron Rodgers said it's week 2. Week 2. So chill out. Coach Tomlin said they're chomping at the bit to get back to practice week to get an opportunity to get better. And I believe him. The Steelers, about half their 53 are new players, new to the Steelers. So there's things that have to happen if you play football. Football is 11 men on the field at any one time, both sides of the ball, offense and defense, working in syncrasy together, knowing each other, the communication, the movement, if it's a double team block, if it's a certain timing route on in the pass game. It's all kind of stuff that takes time and unison and repetition to be able to do these things at an elite level. And I think the offense will get there. As far as the defense goes, give me just a second. I got to take a sip. I'm talking a lot by myself. Just a second. But yeah, so as far as the defense goes, I think let's first talk about the defense in way of the injuries on defense. This defense is without 4 starters. The defense has been got murked by the run in the first game against the Jets. That's with Justin Fields as a running quarterback who opens up the game for the running backs in the run game. That's what he would have done for us. We had kept Justin Fields this year, but we didn't. He's a Jet, and that's what was going on last week. Just like with Lamar Jackson, with Jalen Hurts, with all these quarterbacks who are capable of doing the read option, pulling it down and run. It gives that running back just that extra bit of time to see a crease and hit a crease and have a big play. So, but let's explain it by player. Derek Harmon first. Rookie, named starter early in the OTAs. Named starter. We got rid of Larry Ogunjobi to draft, not to draft Derek, but when we drafted Derek Harmon, like this is our guy. This is the disruptor. This is the run stopper. This guy's going to be an integral part of the 2025 Steelers defense. We haven't got a chance to see the defense with Derek Harmon yet. Deshaun Elliott. By PFS, rated the best tackling safety last year in the NFL. He got hurt, I believe, early in the second half against the Jets. He's huge in the run game. He's physical. He's a tackler. He's all those things. Alex Highsmith didn't play a lot in the preseason, come off an injury. Alex gets hurt sometimes, but when he's healthy, he's an impact player for that defense. He got hurt the other day against the Seahawks. That hurt us. Now, so Nick Herbig just came back. Alex Highsmith gets hurt. Nick Herbig isn't a run-stopping outside linebacker or edge, as we call it. He's not that. So we bring in rookie Jack Sawyer. I think Jack Sawyer showed himself well. I think he played good, but he's not Alex Highsmith. This is part of the reason why it looked like it did. That's the only place I'm getting at. JPJ, been out since early in the Jets game, halfway to the Jets game anyway. He's the guy that's supposed to man up with receivers. He would have been guarding Jackson Smith and Jigba in that game, and Jalen Ramsey would have been able to be used as the Steelers plan to use him as a chess piece. Moved all over the place, all over the formation, stuff like that. And at the time, I thought Jalen Ramsey was just getting beat. But I think that could be play calling. I know one of the times he got one of those crossing routes. Jalen Ramsey was in position to intercept the ball. He would have undercut it, which is what he's trying to do. And his and Jigba's feet got caught up with each other. And that allowed Jigba to get the separation, the crossing steps. They both kept their balance, but that slowed Jalen Ramsey up from getting underneath it and getting another pick in that game. But yeah, so, and I'm really not worried about the defense. If you told me, if you told me this defense was going to give up 30, I would say they're not giving 30 points 3 times this year. They've already given up 30 points twice this year. Granted, the one touchdown by Caleb Johnson, given up by Caleb Johnson wasn't on the defense, but it's on the scoring defense. So we gotta say that happened. But yeah, a few things go different in that game. The interception in the red zone. Aaron Rodgers doesn't throw a lot of picks in the red zone. I believe he's the best TD to interception ratio in the red zone in NFL history. That was Calvin Austin being in the wrong place, running the wrong route. He should have ran a comeback to the front pylon. Muth was running a fade to the back pylon. If you look at the trajectory of Aaron Rodgers' throw, he is throwing it down so Muth could go down and get it, which looked like it was there before Calvin Austin deflected it, being in the wrong spot. A score there. What would that have done for the game? You know what I mean? What's another thing happened offensively in that game? Well, that touchdown for one, definitely. I'll just leave that there. I don't want to waste time trying to think about it. But the offense, continuous room for improvement. They will get better. No worries there from me yet. Though I would like Arthur Smith start to using his playmaker. That's why I didn't necessarily care about for him in Atlanta as a head coach. They use too many people. I mean, you never can use too many people, but you're giving too many people that are secondary guys the ball when you got players like Drake London, Kyle Pitts, Bijan Robinson, get all these pieces, get those guys the ball. We're not, in our offense, Jaylen Warren has to get the ball in this order. Jaylen Warren, probably DK, probably Jonnu, and probably Muth. In that order, 1, 2, 3, 4. That's the order that the offensive skill position should eat. Anybody else, Aaron Rodgers will give him the ball because he reads defenses. He spreads the ball out. No problem. He'll do that. But as far as game planning offensively, you got to get your playmakers the ball. You definitely got to get your playmakers the ball. So, yes, offensively, again, no worries. Now, let's talk about the defense. Defense had a signing yesterday, too. We signed DeJuan Bentley, I believe right now, to the practice squad. He's from around here in my neck of the wood. Glenard, Maryland is not that far from me. 6'2", 250. I believe he came out, was drafted out of Purdue. A lot of production for the Patriots. I didn't even really know who he was, but I know watching the Patriots, I always saw that big number 8 on the field. And I think this is in response to trying to make up for the thumpers that we had. Elandon Roberts being the main one, but also Mark Robinson provided an element of pop to this defense. Mark Robinson will pop you. Landon Roberts will pop you. As good a linebackers as Patrick Queen are, he's a good tackler and he has that mentality. He's physical. He's not a big thumper like these guys. Peyton Wilson thus far, we were all high on Peyton Wilson. Don't act like we weren't. Steeler Nation, we were all high on Peyton Wilson. And not that we still shouldn't be, because I still believe in Peyton Wilson. But right now, I don't think he's an every 3-down linebacker. He's much more of a 2nd and 8, 3rd and 6 linebacker than he is 1st and 10 when you know the running game is coming at you. Now, his defense, the other day, I know he was dealing with something. He was sick. He was vomiting on the sideline, coming off the field and stuff. I don't know if that's because he got trucked by the fullback from Seattle. I don't know. But, yeah, no, so great in coverage, great player. Played great at North Carolina State. Was the Buckets Award winner. Got plenty of belief in the talents of Peyton Wilson. He's just not necessarily ready for 3 downs yet. Patrick Queens played with a oblique and a rib the other day, finished the game. I like the way he was getting to the ball. And the Steelers had held the Seattle Seahawks to, in the first half, 13 rushes for 39 yards, 3 yards a carry. One of those yards was 10 yards. The problem is the explosive plays, runs 5 to 10 yards. They got 4 runs over 10 yards. That last one being a backbreaker, that one Kenneth Walker ran to the house. Now, Mike Tomlin's press conference, he believes that's due in part to not making excuses for Mike Tomlin, or he wasn't making excuses. He said that. He just believes the fact of the matter is due to some of the attrition. The guys that were playing weren't necessarily used to playing that much, and new guys. We saw Jack Sawyer. We saw Logan Lee. We saw Y.A. Black. Yeah, we want Y.A. to get more snaps. We want to get the snaps in the middle of the defense because he's a big body. But did we expect him to play 70% of the snaps? I don't know. Even if we had a every down nose tackle or just a just a identified nose tackle, somebody that only played nose tackle, that guy wouldn't play but 15, 20% of the snaps because nose tackle is not as relevant in today's NFL as it used to be. Those big guys get played off the field. You have to be big and athletic, which is why the Steelers keep giving Keanu Benton a try. And for what I'm hearing, Keanu Benton is dealing with some kind of injury. He hasn't used an excuse or said anything about it, but that's what's coming out of some Steelers circles. I won't say Steelers camp, but some Steelers circles, that he's dealing with this injury that could, because we've never seen Keanu Benton play like he's played his first 2 games. So something has to be going on. That part. I won't talk about potential fixes, though. I like Y.A. Black getting time. I like the addition of Derek Harmon if he comes back this week or next for the defensive line. Cam Hayward's going to play just like Siamalu. He played better last week than he did the first game. He's going to play himself into game shape and be an impact player. Maybe they try him a few snaps at the nose tackle when they come out in the base 3-4 defense. I don't know. But we'll see. There's different things they can do. But I think in defensive line, I like Equale. I like that Logan Lee's getting snaps. And Loudermilk is hurt too. I didn't put him on the graphic because I don't think he matters on the injury graphic, but he's not playing this week. But I don't know that he even matters. I mean, Loudermilk, like the homie Big G called him quiet water. I feel him on that. That's one place me and Big G agree. Quiet water, definitely. But yeah, other than that, though, I think the defensive line will be just fine. I think the addition of Bentley is to be a second thumper, but also because Harrison is hurt. The addition from the Baltimore Ravens, Ohio State kid, I forgot his first name. Harrison is hurt, but he'll be back eventually. So I think, as far as the addition of Bentley, he'll play himself into a roster spot, and I think we'll see Carson Bruner go down to the practice squad eventually out that room. Carson Bruner's a great special teams player, but he's just like had another guy out there in the ILB room, like we talk about Peyton Wilson. Patrick Queen's a little light in the ass. That, you know, we need an addition of another thumper. So when we have Harrison, we have Bentley, who will play himself into a role, and we have my guy Cole Holcomb. And we have Cole Holcomb. I'm sorry. We have Cole Holcomb on the team. Then that linebacker room will definitely be better. So I think that improvement is coming. As far as the secondary, when we get JPJ back, then that'll change the schematics of what the defense can do, because then Echols will bump down to the number 4 corner again. Jalen Ramsey will be the nickel who will move all over the place. Thornhill didn't play well last week. He didn't play well last week. I don't know if and I think he's getting acquitting himself really well with the defense. I think this week, because it's against his old team and because I think he's just a better player, I think we'll start to see more of Jabril Peppers. Even when Deshaun Elliott gets back, we'll see more of Jabril Peppers. I think both Thornhill and Chuck Clark are real good veteran backups for that safety room. I like them. Big G's boy, Miles Killebrew, not going anywhere. Miles Killebrew is a captain on the team, the special teams captain. Call him Miles Killebrew, big trash as other. Completely disagree. There's 3 phases to football: offense, defense, special teams. Miles Killebrew is a special team captain. He's great at it. He's a Pro Bowler at it. He's an all-pro at it. Has been named before. He's not going anywhere. And just so happens that he plays safety, so he's in the safety room, but he's on the team because of his special teams abilities, special teams talent. So he's not going anywhere. James Pierre could be going. Not saying he needs to be going. I haven't seen James Pierre on the field a whole lot, but I know he's on special teams. But when Corey Trice gets healthy, James Pierre could be moved down to the practice squad. No problem with that. Connor Hayward is he's the 4th tight end. Why are we worried about cutting the 4th tight end? If anything, worry about why is Arthur Smith giving him so many snaps. Not that we complaining about the 4th tight end. No, What would you do? You cut Connor Hayward, bring up the rookie. I forgot his name even now. Bring up that rookie who's not going to do anything, who doesn't have the experience or even do what Connor Hayward does, who doesn't play special teams like Connor Hayward does. This is where all the disagreement comes with all the hyperbolicism, if that's a word, and the quick knee-jerk reactions. You know, football is a team game, 3 phases, and it takes patience. It takes time for things to build and a chemistry to be developed. I think that's going to happen. Looking forward to seeing the defense with Harmon, JPJ back, when Highsmith gets healthy, Deshaun Elliott gets back. I'm not worried about the defense yet at all. Now, I think there's some things they could change schematically. Like right now, while people are out, they may need to go back to that traditional too high, keep everything in front of you, because blitzing and doing all these different blitz and twists and stuff like that, though we want to see an aggressive defense, right now it's opening the holes in the run game and allowing, just like the cross with Jackson Smith and Jigba, and you know, and it's other plays that could have been made. I think about the Patrick Queen missing that sack on Sam Darnold. Patrick Queen, he said himself, you got to make that. You got to make that play. You got to make that tackle. On that same play, Sam Darnold reverse spinned out of it. Peyton Wilson came down from the outside, guarding the tight end, came down on Sam Darnold, let the tight end go, which is who Sam Darnold threw it to. Peyton Wilson, your responsibility is that tight end. Sam Darnold, if he was going to run for 9 yards, let him run for 9 yards. But I think he would have the defense would have swarmed to him and tackled him before first down. But Peyton Wilson made it easy on that play where he came off the tight end to come down on Sam Darnold. Sam Darnold just lofted it over his head and hit him for a crucial first down. We could have got off the field on that 3rd and 9. That's part of the problem too. I get off the field on 3rd downs. I think when the defense get healthy, some of the old guys get in back to playing shape. Starting this week, I believe, definitely when we get back from Dublin, Ireland, you're going to see an entirely different unit. I have no problems, no worries about it. So, also what I think, let's talk about us Yinzers. Not me, Yinzer. Maybe you, Yinzer, I don't know. Big G's turned into one of these Yinzers now. Claude is one of these Yinzers now. So, this is since Mike Tomlin's been coach of the Pittsburgh Steelers, the Steelers are the 3rd winningest team in the NFL since the 2007 season. Since Mike Tomlin took over, the 3rd winningest team in the NFL. On this top 10 list, you guys quit crying. That's what the graphic is about. Woe is me, Steeler Nation, all the time because we don't win the Super Bowl. I still think we'll get a playoff win this year. Kansas City is down. The Bengals lost Joe Burrow. San Diego looks good. They didn't make it last year. Houston, who's favoring that division, is 0-2. The Colts they've won 2 games. I won't say they look great, but they've won 2 games. They're 2-0. We play them. So control our own destiny as far as that goes. I mean, so just pipe down, Steeler Nation. I mean, the woe is me. The sky is falling. Out in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean with only a life vest. It's too much. Of these teams right here, since 10 teams right there. Since the Steelers won the Super Bowl, you know how many teams have won the Super Bowl since then? Since the start of the 2009 season, 10 different teams have won the Super Bowl. So we won in 2009. Since then, the Saints won 1. They're big trash now. Green Bay won 1. They beat us. We were in that Super Bowl. New York Giants beat the Patriots twice. So that means the 2 times the Patriots lost, they were even in the Super Bowl with Tom Brady. So 5 times of these seasons, the Patriots were Super Bowl because they won 3 during this time frame. The 3 that started the dynasty, the 3 afterwards. Baltimore won 1. The one against San Francisco, the Hardball Bowl. We know about Russell Wilson and Pete Carroll winning 1, went to another. The Patriots, like I said, won 3. The Broncos won one. That was a defensive-led team. Peyton Manning even got pulled that year. Old Peyton Manning didn't play late, played in the playoffs. The defense carried him to that. The Philadelphia Eagles, they've won two. I believe they're the Giants and Philly and the Patriots, the only team that will have won multiple. And even the other team, the Rams, with Matt Stafford, old quarterback, I take that back. Chiefs won more. Chiefs won three. So there are three teams that won like 8 Super Bowls in the last 17 years. Half the Super Bowls is going to 3 teams. Some teams have never even been to a Super Bowl ever, let alone since we last went to a Super Bowl. So, Steeler fans, I'm going to need Yinz to quit all that crying. Please do. Please do. And, again, just chill. Now, that's basically what I had to say. I'm going to go look at the comments here and see what anybody is saying. If you got a question right as of right now, put it in. I'm going to try and go back in the chat. But let's see. Afton, where's Holcomb? I don't quite know why Holcomb didn't get more snaps last week, but I think he'll see more now. But with the addition of Bentley, whoever's better between them is going to get that third linebacker snaps. So Bentley could come in and be playing a lot of run downs over Cole Holcomb. Peyton Wilson will still be the second and third down linebacker, the pass down linebacker, but I think they're going to alleviate him of some of the run down responsibility. Big Pun says Logan Lee's a scrub. I like Logan Lee. I mean, keep in mind he's a 6th round pick, but so were guys like Aaron Smith and Brett Kiesel. They were late round picks, but they had time to develop. You didn't hear about those guys being drafted early and just jumping in there and being great. You didn't hear about that. Understand the formula. Understand the time it takes to make a meal, to bake a cake, to put all the ingredients together. It takes time. So, I bet I got fined. After saying I got fined when my phone rang. Yeah, everybody don't know I'm doing a podcast at noon now, but no doubt. Sometimes it's an old No Diddy, and you gotta just give it to yourself. No Diddy. I kind of called that one out early. No Diddy to myself. But yeah, so as I was addressing some of the comments, so Connor crying, Big Punch and Connor crying about the whipping boy of Steelers Nation is a bad look for him. I don't know. I didn't see that. Did Pierre get hurt, Afton? Okay, well, that explains why I didn't see much of number 42. That's true, Afton. Special teams are responsible for 33% of the points. Special teams nobody's ran back a kick. Are you talking about the fumble Kenneth Gainwell called and the offense got the ball and scored on that? I don't know. But yeah, so at the end of the day, I got to read the diabolical one's comment. Claude says the Steelers are 1-6 in their last 7 games and giving up an average of 28 points a game over the last 9. The highest paid defense don't stop the run, and the coach doesn't make good adjustments. What you said about the defense is true, Claude. I'm not worried about the defense, though. You'll see that defense come around. Like I said, what you seen, I get. I mean, part of that last year, though, the defense was part of the offense, not keeping the defense off the field. I think we have a better offense this year, and I think we'll see the offense score more points. Right now, they scored 34 and 17, 51. That's 25.5 points a game. Last year, we barely averaged 20, so we're scoring 5 more points. But as of right now, we are getting up 8 more points. But that'll change. I'm already 2 games down. I'm going to say right now, the Steelers allow no more than 2 more games of teams scoring over 30 points. I don't know for a fact. I just know it to be true. we'll see. But with that being said, everybody, I don't want to be long-winded and stuff like that. I know tonight we got to Smash the Gas with myself, Curb, and Big G. Smash the Gas is at 7:15 tonight, so definitely tap in for that. Then we have Pump Your Brakes, myself, Big G, and Shannon. On Smash the Gas, we'll be talking about It's the Rain Game, Stupid. Title of the show. Talk about what we kind of talked about here, at least a prelude to how the defense has to be able to stop the run. The offense has to be able to run the ball. So we're going to talk about those things. On Pump Your Brakes, we're going to get into just what the Steelers need to do to turn this thing around. Usually it's X's and O's about what both teams are trying to do, kind of the playbook, game plan, strategy. We don't care about the Patriots strategy tonight. No need to even talk about it. We need to talk about what we need to do to course correct this thing and get it right. And that's what we'll talk about on Pump Your Brakes. So be sure to tap in for that. With that being said, your boy Tate, we're about to get out of here. But, oh, yeah, one last thing before we go.
5 letters here, just for everybody out there in Packerland and yourself today. RELAX. Relax.
Let's go.
Mamba out.
Y'all come back now. Here